everybody, it's Sonjdradeluxe, and I got black hair. Sonjdradeluxe is, you know, taking a break. Sometimes when I am in a little bit of a makeup pickle, I like to switch up my hair and see if I can get inspiration from the hair color, try some new things. And this is what we came up with. So if you want to see how to get the look, then please stay tuned. So I've recently been trying Bobbi Brown skincare, and it's actually bomb. This is nice. Oh, sorry. I'm going to use the Bobbi Brown Extra Golden Glow Illuminating Moisture Balm. Any little bit of moisture I can get, I'm feeling it. I love how it smells herbal too. It's nice. Sounds like these people want us to glow lately because Nars came out with a Super Radiant Booster, which is an illuminator. It's fire, and I'm going to take some of that. I don't know if there's more than one color because it doesn't say a shade name on it. Before I mix it in, I'm going to take the Bobbi Brown Face Base, which I've also been really loving. A moisturizing primer. Who would have thought? Or it's just a base. I don't know what it is, but this is the combo I've been doing on my skin lately, and I've been obsessed. I always seem to pay a little bit more attention to my skin in the winter time just because that's when it be acting up. Very shiny. A lot of shine right now. I'm gonna go in with the Jouer Essential High Coverage Cream Foundation. And this foundation is super full coverage, so I want to do it while my base or glowy products are still kind of wet. That way it just like thins it out a little bit and blends into it because it's super duper dry. I just love massaging everything in because it just feels nice. This is like a very matte foundation too, so putting those sheen products underneath still give you the glow. I don't feel quite ready for a concealer yet because I'm gonna do my brows and my eyes first. So let's jump into brows. I'm gonna use my Dipdown Fluid Line by MAC. I'm using it for years. I used to use Black Track. I'm pretty sure that's what I used, or like black eyeshadow when we did the 10-year challenge. A lot of interesting brows I saw. Mine were the worst, and they're still pretty crazy. I'm just going to start. Let's do our swipes from the bottom. We're going intense today with everything. I like to kind of usually brush them down, but I'm just using my fingers today. Once you got your little swipies in and you've got it extended to the spot you kind of want, it doesn't have to be perfect because we can snatch it after. I'm just going to go in with some brow gel. This one's by Makeup Forever in 4.5. It's like a really dark brown. I honestly didn't know what color it was until I opened it, but sometimes I just like to guess. Am I going to have light eyebrows today or dark? You never know. And brush the few hairies that I have in place. And before I snatch my brows, I'm going to go into the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Potion Primer, and this is in Free Base. It's white. Because I'm using such an intense color, I want to put it on my lids first, and then I want to snatch my brow after so my concealer kind of mixes in with the primer so that it's not super white all the way up to my brow, you know? I just want to let it have a chance to settle and blend in. Because of the way my eye shape is, I always tend to get creases from everything. I just want to let it crease and do all its dramatic stuff before I go in with shadow. Just so it's a nice little base, you know? And this is why I'm not doing my concealer now, is because I want to have a chance to like shape it up after. And I'll just blend it very high. And it just dries nice. I'm going to go into this Anastasia concealer brush. We're finna be using this a lot, so keep it nearby. This is the Huda Beauty Concealer in Caramel Corn. I like to mix just a little bit of foundation with it so it's not so bright. I kind of like to mix graham cracker and caramel corn. So we're going to go ahead and snatch underneath the brow. Let it mix in with the eyeshadow primer. And I'm snatching my brow to give them a lift, and this is going to be more of a dramatic eyeshadow look, and sometimes you just gotta do the dramatic brow too, you know? Okay, today we're gonna get into the Morphe 35V palette once again. We're gonna use different shades this time. I'm gonna start with this guy. A Morphe M576 brush, and I'm just gonna buff that into the crease. You know what, actually, I kind of want to go with a warmer one, but whenever I do something on one eye, I gotta do it on the other side so that it's equally balanced. So I actually changed my mind, and I'm gonna go into this warmer shade down here. just because I want this to pop a little bit more. So I'll blend that over top. Maybe the two together was a match made in heaven, you never know. That's why I like to do it on both sides, because it could affect how it goes on. We're doing a lot today. Very pleased about. And just pull it all the way out. Blending it in an angle-y shape. And I'm just layering it. I'm not trying to get it all in one go. I want to put it on in layers. That's how you get hella fallout, is when you try and go full throttle all on the first go. Meow, I'm going to go into the Morphe M33 brush. It's a large paddle brush. Oh, I better show you the color. And I'm going to go into this matte teal color at the top. It's bomb. Oh no, first I'm gonna go into this black. Same brush though, at the very bottom. And with that, I'm gonna do little taps on the outer edge like that. Is your fingers a little guide? Okay. Just blend that in, kind of mix with the teal, so that's kind of cool. Same thing on this side. I'm kind of just doing like a wing. Being mindful again of which side you're putting the shadow on. I kind of put it on both sides because I accidentally went for the teal too soon. Well, that's okay. So we're gonna leave it a little chunky funky like that. Now we're gonna go into that teal. Tap all over and into the black, because it just gives it a little bit more depth on that outer edge, but it's still a teal look. And we can always layer more. I always find with these super pigmented matte shadows, it's nice to layer them on so that they look their best. And I like this brush because it's almost like the size of an eyelid, so you can just literally feel for where the eyelid is. We're going on top of your eyeball, and then it's fine enough to kind of wing it out after. Okay, back in with our blending shade, the warmer of the two. I'm gonna go half on the blue, this little blend as our transition. The orange and the blue will be a nice contrast, but they can get very muddy when you mix them together, so that's why I'm just going half on, half off, and I'm not pulling it up too high because I don't want it to get muddy up there, you feel me? Have one a little bit more of our tealio, like so. Whenever I have looks that I want to be quite blended, I like to go back and forth between patting and blending, and then you don't have to make a big old mess. Take our stashing brush with whatever's left over. I'm gonna go a little bit lower than I normally would and just kind of sharpen it up there a bit. And I'm not adding more concealer, I'm just kind of making a little bit of a space. Okay, now that the brush is here, it's got concealer on it, it's very flat. I'm gonna go into this beautiful amber color right here, and on the very tip of my pinched brush, I'm going to start to draw a line as if I'm doing eyeliner. I'm using this brush because it's synthetic, it's already flat, so it's going to give me almost like a metallic, smoothed on look like a liner. I mean, you could do this with eyeliner, but I just don't want anything wet on this right now because I'm going to put something wet over top, and I just don't trust myself with that many liquid products. So I'm just going over my lid where I would imagine having an eyeliner, but a little thicker. She could be kind of thick. And I'll wing her out like that. And I'm going in between where the teal was. Let's do the other side. Wait, let me just make sure this is cute first. Same thing, wiggling across nicely, gently. We don't have to be that careful because it's not liquid. You could always go over top of it with the teal again, any little boo-boos you make, and it won't mess it all up. So not right to the bottom. That's why when I was snatching underneath, I'm gonna snatch up a little lower than I normally would. Like usually I go right up against my lash line. Okay, so why did we do this, you might ask yourself? Well, we did it because glitter liners are not usually that opaque, and so I wanted to use a glitter liner, and I wanted to lay down a color that's similar to the one we're using. So this is the MAC Dazzle shadow in Blinking Brilliant. Very pretty. And even if I just go like this, you see how you can see my skin underneath? You can still catch the glitter, but I wanted it to be full on color. And I get why they do that. If you put a bunch of pigment with glitter, usually the pigment will cover the glitter reflex, so it's just paste, chunky paste. So that's why I think they mix more of a clearer jelly with the glitters, so you can still get all the beautiful reflective bits. So I'm gonna use the same brush, and we're gonna be quite generous with this. We're gonna go, wait, let's make sure these are even. I mean, even enough, whatever. So I'm gonna take that on the same brush, and I'm going to tap real thick that glitter over top. I just put a blob and then wiggle it out I still get the glitteriness, and I don't take off any of the shadow we did underneath. You don't even have to do that good of a job, even if you miss a spot or something. That shadow we did underneath kind of did all the work for us and is a guideline. And if you want, you can go over once it's dried and layer on some more. But I like to put the blob on first and just push it across. Otherwise, it just doesn't really stick. And use whatever brush you're comfortable with. I feel like this is good because it's big enough to kind of scoop and apply. I feel like if you were to use an angle brush, I don't know. Maybe it'd work. Never tried it that way. I'm gonna wipe the glitter off of that by just pinching it, and it all pretty much will come off because there's still concealer on it from before. I think I'm just gonna go in with graham cracker and be really light. Like so. We're just gonna have an aggressive under eye highlight today, I guess. I'm gonna take that brush we just kind of cleaned off, pull it out just to move it around. But most importantly, we're doing it to snatch underneath. And I'm gonna go below the teal that we did. I went so far low because I don't want to have a hard time blending it out after. Just gonna blend it out, and when there's not very much on my brush, then I can go in and snatch underneath. Then whatever's left over, center the nose, center the chin, center the faux head. Oh, just take some from here. I'm going to take a damp beauty blender, and this one's in the electric violet swirl. I think it's so pretty. And I'm just going to tap underneath to blend it. I like using a damp beauty blender for any type of liquid concealers just because it doesn't really need to be heated up to the skin the same way. I do like to use warm water to warm up my beauty blender, but if I'm using like a cream, like my studio finish like this, it's really important to melt it down almost with your body temperature before applying it, so I like to massage that in with my finger. With liquids like this where they kind of lay on top of the skin and then dry, I like to use a sponge. I mean, both work, but I just feel like almost a little bit quicker with a sponge, probably because it's absorbing. Going between the brizzy brows. Yep. That highlight's aggressive. Well, anyway, take that brush, clean it off again, and I'm going to take a little bit of our teal and just sharpen up the bottom that we did a little earlier with the teal. Same thing on the side. Just touching it up. I'm going to take our transition shade and go underneath our eye. And I use the cooler of the two. Let me just show you. This one, because I feel like it'll go quite peach underneath my eyes, since eyes are typically more red or purple underneath anyways, which I have nothing wrong with, but that's not the look I'm going for today. I'm gonna go into this amber color sister right next door, right there. Hopefully that's bright enough, but we could always adjust. We'll go to her sister just upstairs right here. And then we'll take that Dazzle shadow again, same one, and I'm gonna go into our brush we've been using lots. So I'm just gonna wipe off the end with the teal, and I smooth some on the back of my hand. I'm just gonna tap it in the inner corners here, so it's very twinkly, just like the top. But I did that lighter base again, going back to, these things are sheer, but very pretty. So I'm going to go into the Dark Deep Next to Nothing powder by MAC. I like this for when I'm trying to pretend I'm not wearing makeup, just to swipe kind of all over. And use my Morphe M579 brush. It's a flat little fella like this. I'm just going to let it blend into that shape that we did right underneath the brow. I like this because you could just kind of press it right up against the bridge of your nose, blend it down, do a little turn up on the bottom of your nose. I'm going to go into Dark Deep Mineralized Skin Finish. And this is my Morphe R7. Morphe is coming out with some foundations too, because they've got like a pretty complete line now. I think I should do like an all Morphe tutorial, because everybody's got a coupon code. I got a coupon code for it to get a discount. It's affordable. They're available at Sephora now. Do around the forehead, and I just pushed up against underneath my cheeks. I personally prefer, this is old, maybe I didn't wash it properly. I prefer my MAC brush. It's synthetic too, but it's just softer. My skin is very sensitive, so sometimes it feels rough if the brush is dry. I'm gonna go into Tiger Lily Blush by Becca Cosmetics, and I'll just brush that on my cheeks. It looks like Tiger Lily's kind of an orange with a gold reflect, but not too frosty so you don't feel like your pores look all big after using it. And it kind of ties into that warm shade we did in our eye crease. For highlight, I'm going to use the Fenty Fairy Balm in Rosé on Eye. Oh, I don't know why I used my pants by accident. These are my makeup doing pants. And I'm just going to go highest points in my face. Obsessed with this highlight. Down the center of the nose, top lip. Ooh, a little much. No such. Yeah, it smells so good, but pretty sure I breathed it in. My poor pants. Becca came out with some new lip liners and lipsticks. I like a lipstick that's not too dry, so I thought I'd give them a try. Ooh, that match? That didn't match, that right. I'm going to take the Ultimate Lip Definer, in Fearless. Wow. More so than trying to define my lip. I just want to have a nice pout. I guess I'm defining my lip, but I'm just kind of overdrawing because that's where I'm at in life. Just overdo it. It's almost like my lip color a little, but it just kind of carries it all the way around. A little bit more brown than my lip color. But that's pretty nice. For lipstick, I haven't tried this on. I just kind of put it on my hand, but I thought it was a nice peach that'll go with our look. This is called Dune, and this is the Ultimate Lipstick Love. I just want to put it in the middle just in case it's too... Feels really nice. Bright, but the lip liner is doing its job. Is that too bright? I mean, we're doing the most today. Does it look like a hamburger bun? Sometimes I feel like when I overdraw my lips and do like super nude, it looks like a hamburger bun. Or a hot dog bun. Because I never fill in my cupid's bow. I don't really have much of a cupid's bow. Should we roll with it? Let's have a hamburger bun today. Doing our best. I'm going to take the Hourglass Caution Mascara. I lost it and then I found it and I tried it. Forgot I loved it. Then I bought a new one. These are freaking expensive, man. But you could cry, you could go in the rain. It doesn't come off, and it doesn't tear your lashes out when you try and take it off. It's more of a crumbler, but it doesn't actually crumble. It's hard to explain. I wore it the whole time I was in Miami, and it did not budge. On the tops, I mostly just paint my lashes black rather than build it up. Not that I wear makeup to the gym, but this would be the mascara I wear to the gym when I do my no makeup look. You never know who's gonna show up at the gym. You know when the snacks show up at the gym? When you look the worst. That's what I find. When I'm like, you know what? I never see no snacks. And then I look terrible. There's lots of snacks, so can't win. I'm gonna just blend a little bit more of the transition shade underneath my eye. Just a little smokiness, you know. We really did it something today. Lashes. Another thing I just restocked on that I forgot about. Lioness Lashes by Nabunsum. They're freaking stunning. I like them because they're not super duper full and they're very long. So you can see all of the hard work we did on our eyes and not cover them up. I really can't with the really curly lashes because I feel like even though it looks like I have a lot of lid space, I don't. I just have a lot of space between my crease and my eyebrow. But my actual lid space is pretty small and it's kind of deep set, so I get creasing in there. And if a lash is too curly, it like goes all the way up here and looks silly. So I like a flatter lash. Wispy lash or maybe a used once or twice lash. I think my code's good for 25% or 20% off of these lashes. So I'm like, hello. You know the drill. Put a thin coat on there. If I f these up already, I'm canceling the day. Doesn't want me to be great. Not today, Satan. Now let's put on some lashes. I'm gonna wiggle these down. Please don't get any on my eye glitter. Sometimes you just gotta get in there. Not be afraid. There we go. Oh, I missed these lashes very much. I wanted to wear them just on a regular day, but I'm like, I need to save this for a video because they're too cute and everyone needs to know about these. Drama, and you can still see the eyeshadow we did. I'm just pinching them to blend my lash and the false lash together. I wish I didn't have glitter on my fingers because now it's on my lash, but that's okay. We're being positive today. Okay, cool. Should I put mascara on them? I mean, why not? I'm just gonna do it on the base where my lashes are because I accidentally got foundation on my real lashes and you can kind of see it. To blend it, this mascara doesn't really damage the lashes, but do a aggressive coat on the bottom. I always just like to get it on there and then comb it out because I just don't have time. I mean, I have time, I just choose to do it on other stuff. So just getting it on there and then wiggling it out to lengthen. I mean, as long as it's somewhat even. I'm gonna go brush my hair. Wow, that headband slipped her. BRB. Okay, so I don't bake because I'm much too dry, but I really love the Fenty Pro Filter Instant Retouch Setting Powder. So what I do when I have such a like glossy base like this, I'll take a little bit on this little beauty blender sponge thing. I have to figure out what it's called. Just like that, like on a little finger thing. I tap off the excess powder like this, and I just press it anywhere I don't want to be super shiny. So I usually look a little shiny right in between my brows there. I kind of have a little bit of a hive here, so I'm gonna want to handle that. I'm also gonna do a little tiny bit, like tiny bit underneath the eye here, and then right in my laugh lines. And then when I overdraw my lips and I think, oh, maybe that's a little bit too much, I'll just go like this and blur the edge so I don't look crazy. You know, final touches. So that completes our look. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know in the comments if, where's it got makeup on my photo? Let me know in the comments if you want to see an all Morphe makeup tutorial. I feel like this look is fun. I want to just switch it up and try something different. So let me know what you think. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to share, subscribe, follow. Love yourself. Stay pretty, and I'll see you guys again in the next video. Take care.